Faut-il être pauvre matériellement pour entrer dans le royaume des
Do
cieux?
you have to be materially poor to enter the kingdom of heaven? When we look at the gospel, we have the impression that it is. For example, in Matthew chapter 19, verse 24, yes, I repeat, it is difficult for a rich person to enter the kingdom of heaven. It is easier for a camel to go through the eye of a needle than for a rich man to enter the kingdom of heaven. From this text in the 60s, after Vatican Council II, some have exalted material poverty to the point of exalting the poor. It is the discourse of the time of Marxism. It means that for this thought, which is widespread in the church, also in the West, because we were poor in money, we were a good person, and because we were rich in money, we were necessarily someone of perverts. It was the class struggle. In reality, this is not the way to judge things. The speeches of Jesus are always speaking of the spirit of salvation, therefore of the interior attitude. The poor, there are some who are truly attentive to others because they have known misery. We know it. Sometimes someone on his indigence because he knows what it is when he sees another, even sometimes a rich man who is ruined, who is in misery, he will help him a small room. It happens, but among the poor money, there are some who are full of hatred, who breathe only envy towards rich men, and we see that Marxism moreover has developed this form of thought. They are poor in money and in their arts are rich in heart. With the wealth of money now, when you have it since childhood, it very often happens that in fact we despise others, we don't know what it's like to miss, and suddenly we develop our heart. Sometimes we surprise ourselves when we see, for example, the orders of migrants fleeing war. We surprise ourselves because they are not of the same culture with this hardness of art. We are in fact rich in the sense of the parable, but at the same time, be careful. We must remain realistic. It is not a question of welcoming all the misery of the world, especially if it is a culture too different, Muslim. It could endanger the balance of a country. But the fact remains that these thoughts exist because we are rich. So we resume well, take exactly the happy medium of the reception, yes, but as far as possible. However, this mentality of a rich art who does not know what is to suffer can exist for money. Conversely, there can be rich people full of money who have only kindness in their hearts. Watch out for others. Result is it difficult for a rich in money or poor in money to enter the kingdom of heaven. I would say that what Jesus means that it is difficult for a proud, a rich in heart, that is to say, a proud person, someone who has internal riches, even if he has no money, who is proud of it, who considers himself worthy of heaven. It is difficult for someone to charge like a camel of his own glory, which he believes he can present to the Lord at the hour of the death. He will have to get rid of all this. The hole of an idol is actually a door from Jerusalem. It is said that to get on it, the camels had to kneel, get rid of all their hardness, and then they could enter the city. This is called purgatory. We will be rid of all these accumulations of wealth in purgatory to become poor in heart.
Le purgatoire. Nous serons débarrassés au purgatoire de toutes ces accumulations de richesses pour devenir des pauvres de cœur.